friends, continuing on, we are here live from Cafe Texan. 2:30 is the time now, and those of you on Spirit Radio will hear this in just a little bit as well. We want to welcome you back in as we're continuing to benefit SAAFE House today. Big thank you to our friends at Cafe Texan, and we have got a new number coming in. We're going to show that on the screen. This has been a phenomenal day here today, and I wanted to say where we're at now. How about $13,950? So a lot of wonderful support, 93% to the goal of $15,000. Friends, that we've been saying all day today, it doesn't matter if it's $5, $500, or $5,000. Everything goes such a far way to help out our wonderful friends at SAAFE House. Well, here they are. Check it out. How about this? How about Vicki McKenzie and Mr. Barnes from Huntsville PD, the Assistant Police Chief, joining us today. Vicki, I'll start with you. Ladies first. How have you been? It's so good to see you.
Doing great. The weather is fabulous right now. Just so excited to get outside and just be running around and getting through town.
Doesn't it just feel there's something in the air today? It's like one of those days, the coolness, and then it's just like, I don't know, it just feels good outside.
Yeah, fall's my favorite season.
Are you in the Jeep?
Not today. No, I'm in my little Toyota.
Is the top still off the Jeep?
No, it's back on.
It's back on.
Yeah, Sparky's all ready for winter. Winterized him.
It's thanks to Vicki that we have this beautiful weather. Anytime you put the top back on the Jeep, you know it starts cooling off. Yeah. So we are also joined here today, and we so appreciate everybody who's been a part of this, but James Barnes is with Huntsville Police Department, the assistant police chief.
Yes, sir.
Man, good to see you. How you doing, Chief
Great
Barnes?
to be here. Glad to be seen.
Do you say do we say Chief Assistant Chief
you can
Barnes?
Call me Jim Barnes.
Jim Barnes.
All
right.
A little unusual being arrested for me, but it's a good time.
What does it feel like to be on the other side?
It's a little different, but it's for a good cause, so I'm glad to do it.
Well, man, Jim, we appreciate you so much, and I'll lead with this. We'll go back to Vicki in a moment, but you know, this community, we've said so many times throughout the day today just how good Huntsville is. It's a community where hearts come together to support organizations such as SAAFE House here today. What really led you and kind of tugged at you to be a part of this today and help out SAAFE House?
Well, SAAFE House has helped us out for years. We're very glad to have them in the community, and anything we can do to help them is benefiting us as well.
Jim, how long have you been here in Huntsville?
Been a police officer for 30 years in Huntsville.
What is
a long time. Came here to go to school and ended up staying.
What's the journey been like for you? In a positive way, what are some of the great things that you've seen in this community over those 30 years?
I mean, you can see it right here in this room. These folks at SAAFE House, our councilwoman, Miss McKenzie, that's done so much for us. We're just glad to be here and glad to see the city grow, and happy to be a part of it in a small way.
Well, we got to raise some more money. You got a little bit to go, Jim.
I know. It's hard to be with these big wigs here. And
yeah.
I got some officers coming, hopefully, to bail me out here shortly.
All right, well, look, he got to get back. We need our wonderful police guys out. We need them out there. We need them taking care of business, which they do, but we got one away right now. We've got to get him out of here. Let's go $450 is the goal. So if we can get $450.
$450, okay.
$450 is the goal. We'll get you out of here.
Oh, awesome, because I got to be out there fighting crime, not sitting here.
Yeah, that's right. So
whatever we can do to get that money would be fantastic.
Oh, great. I just saw 4 more people run the red light because you're not out there, you know. So $450, if we can do that, that'd be great. And here's how you can support Mr. Barnes, Jim Barnes. Go to givebutter.com/jail, the letter N Bell. It's givebutter.com/jail in Bell. I'll switch gears, go back to Miss Vicki McKenzie. She's also on our city council, a real estate agent as well. Vicki, you've been so ingrained in the community, so many wonderful years here, and you kind of hit the ground running when you first got here. Tell us a little bit about just your journey and what you love most about Huntsville.
My daughter was going to college up here. She graduated in December of 2017, and I would come up here and visit, and I just was blown away by how friendly everybody in the city was. And I fell in love with, just how beautiful, everything around Huntsville is. And so I said, I want to move up there. And it took about another 6 months after she graduated, and I got to relocate up here, and I absolutely fell in love. Whenever I left corporate America, everybody said, are you going to stay in Huntsville? I said, absolutely. There's no place I'd rather be. So love it up here, the people. Everybody fights for each other. There's nobody, nobody has to fight alone for anything. So this community's come together for me in a very time of need and just so much love and so much support, and I just couldn't imagine living anywhere else. Oh, here we go.
Hey, here comes a check. Look at that. We got an envelope. Looks pretty thick. Looks pretty thick. We may get him back to work. So Hey, Jim, who's this coming in handing you some cash over here?
Senior Lieutenant Kurt Landrum.
All right, Kurt Landrum coming in, the senior lieutenant bringing in some cash in today.
Thank you, Lieutenant Landrum.
Appreciate it. We got to get it. I just said there's 3 people around a red light out there, and he's in here. So, well, man, I think it's so great, to be here today, to give back. I asked you earlier about these last 30 years throughout Huntsville and the great things that have happened. What have you enjoyed most, just being with the police department, Jim?
Well, I guess helping the community, working with people like Senior Lieutenant Landrum, and the camaraderie that we have at the police department and with the city, it's just been great. I mean, I never thought I would be a police officer for 30 years, and here it is, 30 years looking towards the end of my career rather than the beginning, and it's been a great journey.
One thing I do want to ask you, as the city grows, the challenges grow, and we always talk positive, but I do want to ask you this question. What are some of the challenges as the city grows, and some ways that the community can help you guys out?
Well, you kind of touched on it a little bit, people running red lights. We have a lot of construction going on in the city, so traffic is a big thing for us right now. And just the population growth, we're seeing that explode, and keeping up with that is a big challenge, but it's one that we're ready to do and can do it no problem.
One way that you can help is when you see those signs that say no turn on red, don't turn on red.
Please,
and if it says no right turn, don't turn on. You know how many times I come over here and people start blaring their horn at me, and I'm like, and I point out the window. Now, I'm not getting angry because I don't want to, start a big conflict, but I'll point it. I literally take my arm out of the truck and I point. You can't turn here.
We appreciate that. More people need to do that.
So this is how you can help.
We got some guys on motorcycles that ride around that look for those people turning on red and doing all that kind of stuff.
Well, it's one way you can help. Follow the sign. Another way you can help is just get out and give these guys a pat on the back. We give them a major pat on the back and appreciate what they're doing, especially here today supporting Safe House. We are getting very close to that goal, by the way. A little bit earlier when we first came on, I talked about the number. We were at 13,950. So we're literally just a little over $1,000, and something just came in that's probably going to get us a little bit closer.
Give that to y'all?
Closer to that here in a minute. So we'll talk about that in a moment. I want to go back to Vicki real quick. Vicki, you've been involved and engaged in the community. What really just drove you to be here today to support Safe House? You did it a couple of years ago, too.
I did, and I had a really great time getting locked up over at the brand new police station at the time. That was so much fun. And I've seen women that have been impacted and their lives have been turned around because of Safe House. And I worked with several of them. And just to see the support that they get, to see the resources that are available. And the thing that's, people don't realize is those resources don't come free, and while a lot of people do volunteer and, people are on the board and they do all that for no charge, there's a lot of fabulous employees that keep Safe House running. And we all know what that, entails for as far as costs and stuff. But more importantly, it is just what they do for these families, and they turn lives around and they get people out of a really bad situation. And these people can thrive here in Huntsville if they choose to stay because of, the work that Safe House does. And I just love it. I think it's a great cause, and I've just seen what they can do for our community and the people in it.
Yeah, October is such a very heart-touching month because it is Domestic Abuse Awareness Month, and Safe House is doing incredible work. As I've said numerous times, it's an organization that we wish didn't have to exist, but the reality is it happens and they do have to exist. Yeah. But they're providing so many wonderful resources to men, to women, and some men as well. And you can't forget about the children that are also, just the innocent victims of this as well. And again, Safe House doing incredible work, helping out in so many areas in these women's lives. And today, here raising these funds will go to help cover some costs above and beyond. You can't get everything from a grant. If you could, we wouldn't need to be here. And so this money will go a long way. I did want to mention, something we haven't mentioned is that this is also going on out in Livingston today. And the Livingston group has also raised, I believe, close to $10,000, if not over. And so, boy, it's just incredible to see the support here in East Texas for Safe House today. Vicki, before we let you go, just wanted to just give you a final opportunity. What are you looking forward to most as Huntsville continues to grow and for organizations such as Safe House?
As far as the growth in the community, there's a lot of work going on behind the scenes that, I guess people don't understand.
You're
how
not involved
it all that
in
works.
any of that,
No, not at all.
Yeah,
I think
right.
What I'm most looking forward to immediately, of course, is the completion of City Hall. and everybody being able to get over in there and do all that. We have several developments that are in the works, and so that's going to be great for, housing that is, able to, new homes for people and stuff like that. But then also what's in the works is, with the hospital, we're looking to expand and build a new tower for the hospital. And our hospital is very old and outdated. And the way that they're going to structure it's really nice for inmate care versus patient care and stuff. And so I'm really excited about, the school bond has, done what it needed to do in the schools. Now if we can get the hospital where we need to go, then all the pieces for a really thriving community have come together. And it's been because of the support of the community that we've been able to do these things. And so I think, as we continue to have visions of where we're going and what we're doing, we have to think about the health and the safety. When we hit 50,000, what is it, 12 new officers we're going to need? So in the next 5 years, and just hiring one officer and spending a year training them and doing all those things, all that stuff takes time. And so when we're planning for those things in city council, we're not looking at what's happening today. We're looking at what's happening, honestly, like 20 years. People ask, well, why is City Hall building so big for Huntsville?
Got to get ready for it.
That building is not for today. And there's actually flex space built into it, because if we would have built it to what the bond suggested in 2016, then, of course, we would have been outgrowing it probably as we moved into it, right? I mean, we had a big conversations for, was it going to be 2 stories? Was it going to be 3 stories? And we really just looked at our departments and looked at the needs and said, you know what, we don't have a choice. We have to make it 3 stories. So those are the things that we're looking at. 96 new beds in a hospital is going to, change the dynamics of, and then the technology that we'll be able to bring and the doctors that we'll be able to recruit with a new facility. Those are the things that we're looking at. Our emergency services does a fabulous job. And public safety is always my priority when we're looking at anytime we're in council and we talk about things, it's all about, is it right for the citizens? Is it safe? Can we do this to better the lives of the people that live here?
The only question that I have as you were talking, I'm a bit of a nostalgia guy. Are y'all going to reserve any of those old bricks that were in the walkways of the old City Hall? Because to me, I just love that old brick, and I just want to be able to walk on them again. Are y'all saving any?
I can get you a brick. I actually have them, and they're engraved and everything. So I'm going to get you one of those for sure.
Right, appreciate it.
Put it right here on your Hello Huntsville.
Yeah, wonderful. We'll get
desk.
someone to engrave it for us.
It's already engraved.
But there you go.
There
Perfect.
it is.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, there it is. Well, I do want to end. Thank you so much, Vicki. Appreciate you. I'd like to end with Jim. We've talked a lot about the community growing and those kind of things, and the police department and the great work that you do. What does a day-to-day kind of look like for you in your role as the assistant police chief?
Well, I got to keep these guys in line, and no, it's great. I have great people. Chief Slavin is my boss, and he's awesome, and the people below me are fantastic. My job is relatively easy. At times it gets very difficult, but for the most part, keeping the budget, making sure we're within budget, keeping city council happy, and stuff like that, and just promoting our officers and getting them out there, hiring. That's a big thing. We just hired another young man that's fixing to go to the academy, so we're excited about him and making sure everything runs smooth and people in this community are safe and content and happy.
Yeah, part of that safety, again, is thanks to big organizations like SAAFE House and the work that they do, helping to keep women safe, some men too, and children. And we would love for you to continue that support. We are getting very close to the goal, by the way. After that check, boy, we just had a little bit more coming. How about this? $14,310 now. I think we may hit this goal here coming up pretty quick. And, when your friend walked in with that envelope over there, we knew that something was coming out of it. So we certainly appreciate that. And I wanted to get an updated number from you, Jim, as we look. Man, I'm having to scroll up now. You were at the bottom. Now I'm trying to scroll up and see $245. So some more has came in and even more coming.
Awesome.
So continue to support. We're going to be here until 4 o'clock, so just a little bit more time. If you'd like to come out, you can come in person or you can give online. It's a very simple way to give. And all you have to do today is go to the website. It is very easy, givebutter.com/jail and bail. So I think after this event, people are going to be knocking on their neighbors' doors. Instead of asking for sugar, they're going to start asking for butter. So just give it to them. Give them some butter. givebutter.com/jail and bail. And again, a huge thank you to our friends here at Cafe Texan for allowing us the privilege to be here today and supporting SAAFE House as well. We'll be back in about an hour as we are getting close to that goal of $15,000. Friends, help us get there. And I know that we will here in the next hour or so. $14,335 is where we sit right now. Again, big thank you to Vicki and Jim for being here with us. Appreciate all that they do. We love you guys and appreciate y'all's support here in Huntsville. We'll be back in an hour. Stay with us as we are here from Cafe Texan. This is Jail and Bail.